Gear up, scooter fam. All right, today I'm going to do a 4 scooter comparison video. Different than what I did, obviously, yesterday, where I was taking each price point and comparing 3 scooters a piece and then picking my favorite in each category. This is just a simple 4 scooter comparison, right around $1,500. So it's kind of in the middle. I've never done that before. So these are all scooters right around $1,500, 1500 or under, but right at the $1,500 price point. It's going to be the Wolf Warrior X, the Solar EQ, the GoTrax GX2, and one that I haven't talked too much about at all is the Inokim OXO. It's a decent scooter, but just doesn't get a lot of attention, and so I thought I'd go ahead and add that as my final scooter in here to compare. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that there are now 3 ways to support the channel, and the first way is with the merchandise, and the link is in my profile, and I'll start adding it to the videos as well. And then I have a Patreon account that you can choose to become a member of Patreon if you want to support that way. And then most recently I created a Buy Me a Coffee page, so that if you're not interested in any merchandise and you're not really looking for like a membership type of thing, and that's fine, then the other way is to make maybe a small single donation to the channel that will help to support the channel and create more content. Now, full disclosure, I don't drink coffee, so it's not really buying me a cup of coffee, but it does support the channel, and that will go into getting some content for the channel. So this channel is completely supported by you guys, the viewers, and not sponsors or affiliates that are somehow related to scooter channels, scooter companies rather. So I want the direction of this channel to be dictated by the viewers, not scooter companies. So that's the idea behind this, and those are the 3 ways that you can contribute to the channel if you wish. One more thing before we move into the comparison of the scooters is that the Yumi Predator has increased $100. I've done a video on comparing the Predator to something else in a previous video. It's a decent scooter, and it has been on sale for I believe $34.99 for Black Friday, and it just increased $100. So it did go up $100. It seemed to compete fairly well at that price with such like, I think I did actually compared it to the XTR. Thought they competed well with each other. And so it going up $100 gives the edge over to the XTR, which the black version right now is $32.49. So much better better deal on the T-Wing XTR black version than the Yumi Predator at this moment. It just increased $100. All right, let's jump into the comparison. So starting off the Wolf Warrior X, the reason I'm on Fluid Freeride's site right now is that the Wolf Warrior X is on sale right now for $14.99. So on the Cabo site, it increased to $16.99. It says there's still a Christmas sale, but it was at $14.99, and I believe you could get it for $13.99. So the prices went up on the Wolf Warrior X on the Cabo site. Maybe the X Plus or whatever, but it's the same. It's the same scooter. I'm not sure what the Plus refers to, but all the stats are the same. So in any case, you got this one that's $14.99. And there is a code. I'll put it up above. It's ESI 100, and ESI 100 will get you $100 off of this scooter. So it being $14.99, you can still get it for $13.99. And keep in mind, not that I'm affiliated with Fluid Free Rides whatsoever, but just so you know, if you buy it through Fluid, you get the benefit of having the 50% off of the parts through the lifetime of the scooter. So as long as you own this Wolf Warrior X, you'll get 50% off. as much as I'm not trying to sell fluid, I do like that a lot about them. It gives me a lot of peace of mind with my Klima, knowing that I can get parts, batteries, whatever I need the whole time. So they're really super slow. It's my biggest complaint. They still should do a little better to up their customer service game a little bit. Aside from speed, speed is the biggest problem. Next, they could do a little better customer service, and but as far as support, as far as like supporting, like with like I said, giving parts on a discount, 50%. I did a comparison shop, and you know they compete really well regardless of the 50%. So the 50% is a real savings, and like I said, it's throughout the life of the scooter. So that really does kind of, you know, help me kind of look over those other blemishes that I think they need to fix, to be honest. All right. So in any case, you can get it right now, $13.99. I'll put the code above, ESI100. It'll get you down to $13.99. I did place it in the cart and test it out, and it works. So please, if you're interested in that scooter, go ahead and use that code. And like I said, the better deal is at Fluid Freeride. So once again, if I see that the better deal is on Cabo, I'm going to say the better deal is on the Cabo side. I don't have no affiliation with either one, so I'm going to give you the best price available, regardless of where it is, who's selling it, or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the table here. All right, the Wolf Warrior X is $13.99. The Solar EQ is $14.49. The Inokim OXO is $14.39, and the GoTrax G2 is $12.99. And those are the prices between the four. As far as top speed, the Wolf Warrior X is number one at just over 45 miles per hour. The EQ comes in just over 41 miles per hour. The Inokim OXO is about 36 miles per hour, and the GX2 is also right around 36 miles per hour. For range, the Wolf Warrior X is right at 33 miles of range tested. The EQ, just over 26 miles of range. The OXO, right at 33 as well, similar to the Wolf Warrior X. And then the GX2 is at about 25 miles of range. 0 to 15 time, the Wolf Warrior X is the fastest at 2 seconds. The EQ is at 2.5, the OXO is at 2.7, and the GX2 is at 2.9. Right down in order. The Wolf Warrior X is right at 80 pounds weight and supports a 265 pound load. The EQ is right around 70 pounds and supports a 330 pound load. The OXO is 77 pounds and supports a 265 pound load, similar to the Wolf Warrior X. And the GX2 is 75 pounds and supports a 300 pound load. The Wolf Warrior X has two 1100 watt motors. The Solar EQ has two 1000 watt motors. The OXO has two 1000 watt motors. And the GX2 has two 800 watt motors. The Wolf Warrior X and the OXO are both 60 volt battery systems. The Solar EQ is a 52 volt and the GoTrax GX2 is a 48 volt. The Wolf Warrior X has a trigger throttle, but you can switch it out for a paddle throttle. The Solar EQ has a trigger throttle. The Inokim OXO and the GoTrax GX2 both have a thumb throttle. They all have dual suspension, with the Wolf Warrior X having front hydraulic and rear spring suspension, the OXO having dual rubber suspension, and the EQ and the GX2 both having hydraulic suspension. The GX2 has dual disc brakes, and all the rest have hydraulic disc brakes. They all have 10-inch tires. The Wolf Warrior X and the OXO both have inner tubes, and the EQ and the GX2 both are tubeless. The EQ has sealant added. The EQ, the OXO, and the GX2 all have IP54 or X4 ratings, so 4 for the water rating, And then the Cabo Wolf Warrior X has an IPX5. The OXO and the GX2 both have a UL listing, and the Wolf Warrior X and the EQ do not. All right, now let me just kind of take a look here at the scooters. Just kind of get a peek. So the most expensive, we're talking about the EQ. It's not too bad though. They're all pretty close. The GX2 being the cheapest right at $1,300, and all the way up to just $1,450. So we got a $150 spread between the four scooters, which is kind of cool. Looking at it that way. The fastest is the Wolf Warrior X, and the slowest, but not by much, is the GX2. The OXO and GX2 are pretty much the same. The EQ is kind of in the middle, just over 40 miles an hour. So 0 to 15 is pretty okay as well, with the Wolf Warrior being the fastest. So fastest top speed and the fastest 0 to 15. It's also the heaviest, and also interesting. Only it's the heaviest, but it has the lightest capacity for weight. Well, tied with the OXO, which are both 265 pounds. All right, so I'm gonna rank these and pick my first pick, and then go down the list. My first pick is gonna be the Wolf Warrior X. The only thing I don't like about it is that it has inner tubes, but at this price, $13.99, I can live with the inner tubes. It's got a split rim. It wouldn't be too terrible to change those if I had to. And everything else I like about the scooter. So that would be my number one. It's a 60-volt system. It's the fastest. 0 to 15. It's max weight of 265, which is plenty for me. I'm good with it. I'm going with the Wolf Warrior X over the rest of these. All right. Next. I'm going to go with the GoTrax GX2 for my second pick. It's the cheapest at $12.99 and $1,300, I believe, and I personally think that's a really good deal right now for that scooter. Top speed is over 35 miles an hour, which is enough. It's certainly enough. Range is only 25 miles, but I could probably squeeze a little bit more out of that. And even if not, 25 miles is a decent amount of range for that price. For $1,300, going 35 miles an hour and getting 25 miles of range is decent. My opinion. 0 to 15 under 3 seconds. That's really decent. 75 pounds and supports a 300-pound weight. The motor's only 800 watts a piece, and the battery's only 48 volts. All right, so after the GX2, I'm going to go with the Solar EQ as my third pick. Reason why is I didn't pick it over the GX2 is because it has a throttle slash trigger display slash trigger throttle, and I really like the center full color displays, and so I'm a centered color display kind of guy. Even my Journey Max has a color display. It's not near as nice as my Nami's Klima's display, but still it's a nice center, basic information color display. It's built into the stem kind of, but still it's fine. It's nice and it's right where it should be. So the EQ makes it to number 3 on my list. It has the second top speed at over 40 miles an hour, which is nice. Range is only 26.3, but since I probably wouldn't be going 40 miles an hour most of the time, I could get a little bit more out of that. And it's tubeless tire, which is a plus, as opposed to the OXO as well. The OXO also has a right display, although I think it's a thumb throttle. they still went with a display on the right instead of the center. So it's not my favorite. And it has tube tires as well. So the OXO is last on my list. So in order, once again, the Wolf Warrior X is number 1. The GoTrax GX2 is number 2. The Solar EQ is number 3. And the Inokim OXO is number 4. Those are my rankings. Guys, if you enjoyed this content and you found it helpful, please like, share, subscribe. Consider joining me on Patreon. Donate to Buy Me a Coffee. Or if you're interested, go check out my merch. Thanks and happy writing.